You've just entered room 13A, a place where real nightmares live. Close the door behind you if you can. What if the land you walk on hides a secret older than humanity itself? What if the neighbors you pass by every day are hiding something that should never be seen? In the quiet New England town of Dunwich, whispers speak of things better left buried. But tonight, we aren't just going to hear those whispers, we're going to follow them. And by the end of this story, you'll understand why some secrets are kept at any cost. Dunwich, Massachusetts. A forgotten pocket of the countryside, hemmed in by skeletal hills and dense, watchful forests. The year was 1928, though Dunwich always seemed a century behind the world beyond its borders. Its crumbling farmhouses, leaning barns, and the faint smell of rot in the air made the place feel wrong, like time itself had stopped caring for it. My name is Henry Armitage. Miskatonic University sent me here to investigate rumors that bordered on the insane. Rumors of witchcraft, strange rituals, and something monstrous lurking in the Whately household. I thought I'd find nothing more than superstition. I was wrong. The Whateleys lived in a sagging farmhouse on the outskirts of town, but their reputation infected every corner of Dunwich. Whispers of black magic, of strange births, of deals made in the dark. The locals were cagey, unwilling to talk. But their eyes told the truth, the wide, haunted stares of people who had seen something they couldn't unsee. The name, Whately, made their faces pale. As I approached the house, the wind carried an odor I can only describe as unnatural, sweet and rotting, like decaying flowers mixed with something far worse. The barn loomed beside the house, its doors chained shut. The chains rattled softly, though there was no wind strong enough to move them. Inside, I met Lavinia Whately. Albino skin, watery eyes, and a smile that didn't reach them. "You're here to see my father?" she said, her voice raspy, almost gleeful. "He's waiting." Old Whately sat in his rocking chair, draped in blankets that couldn't disguise his grotesque, swollen frame. His yellowed teeth peeked from cracked lips as he grinned at me. "You want to know about the boy," he said without me speaking a word. "About what we're raising in this house." His words made the air heavy. The boy, Wilbur Whately, was his grandson, though calling him human felt like a stretch. Villagers whispered of his size, of his strange, animalistic gait, of the way he avoided sunlight. And then there was his voice, a deep, guttural sound that didn't belong to a child. "Dunwich ain't for strangers," Whately said, leaning forward. "You came looking for answers. Don't complain when you find him." That night, I heard it for the first time. A sound from the hills. A moaning, no, a roaring, so deep it made the earth tremble. The Whately dogs howled and clawed at their pens. Lavinia just stood there on the porch, staring into the night, whispering words I couldn't understand. Days later, the nightmare broke loose. The Whately's farmhouse was destroyed, smashed apart as though by something massive. Lavinia was gone. Old Whately dead. And Wilbur? He had been torn to shreds at the gates of Miskatonic University when he tried to steal a book. But it wasn't Wilbur that terrified me most. It was what his death revealed. He wasn't just some deformed boy. His blood wasn't entirely human. And then came the sound again. Louder this time. Deafening. From the hills of Dunwich. The ground shook as trees snapped like twigs. And then we saw it. A shadow so large it dwarfed the hills themselves. Its form was indescribable, part reptile, part insect, part nightmare. And yet, its face bore a grotesque resemblance to a human. To Wilbur. We weren't dealing with a boy. We weren't dealing with a family. We were dealing with something ancient. Something summoned. We called in every resource, every ounce of knowledge, every forbidden right we could muster from Miskatonic. We managed to banish it. Or we think we did. But as I left Dunwich, I couldn't help but notice the trees on the hills still bent outward, as if something massive had recently passed through. The soil was freshly disturbed. And when the wind blew just right, I swear I could still hear that low, inhuman moaning. Perhaps we didn't banish it. Perhaps it's only sleeping. And one day, when the stars are right, Dunwich will awaken again. Do you live near the hills? Do you trust what sleeps beneath them? Because the people of Dunwich once did. And look what it cost them. If you want more chilling stories like this, subscribe to Room 13A. And remember, some towns keep their secrets buried for a reason.